It's a pleasure for me to be here today to welcome you to the Virginia Beach State of the City Address. Town Bank is honored to once again be the presenting sponsor for the series of 5 State of the City addresses. Each year, these events bring together hundreds of business, civic, community leaders from across Hampton Roads. Town Bank shares the vision of the Hampton Roads Chamber to help businesses succeed, drive regional economic growth, and improve life for our residents and our communities. Last year, we celebrated our 20th anniversary, and we've spent some time reflecting on how town has grown over the years. Starting with 3 offices in 1999, today we have 42 offices throughout Hampton Roads, the Richmond area, and North Carolina. Over the years, we have continued our commitment to serving others and enriching lives by supporting hundreds of local charitable organizations through donations, scholarships, and grants. Since our founding, Town and the Town Bank Foundation have contributed more than $67 million to the communities we serve. Now, it is my honor to introduce Mayor Bobby Dyer. Mayor Dyer was sworn in on November 20th of 2018 as mayor of Virginia Beach. He represented the Centerville District on City Council for 14 years. Mayor Dyer served in the U.S. Marine Corps from 1968 to 1972. I know from speaking to him that he is very proud of his service to our country and how that helps him relate to our many military service members and their families in Virginia Beach. He earned a bachelor's degree in physical therapy from St. Louis University, a master's in public administration from Fairleigh Dickinson University, and his PhD in organizational leadership from Regent University. Mayor Dyer is committed to building positive bridges. We have all experienced, along with our mayor, the heart of Virginia Beach as our community came together in the midst of tragedy to care for one another. In response to this heartbreaking event in our city, Town Bank was honored to kickstart contributions to VB Strong with a gift of $500,000. Mayor Dyer has a passion to take Virginia Beach to the next level, so after our children graduate from college, they want to come home to live and work in our community. Mayor Dyer created the Process Improvement Steering Committee with the goal of making government easier to access and more user-friendly for Virginia Beach residents. He is council liaison to the Human Rights Commission, the Hampton Roads Planning District Commission, the Hampton Roads Transportation Planning Organization, and the Community Services Board, among many others. Mayor Dyer currently works as a physical therapist, which he enjoys because it gives him the opportunity to reconnect with the community on a personal level and stay in tune with their interests and concerns. He and his wife, Trish, have 2 children and 4 grandchildren. Please join me in welcoming Mayor Bobby Dyer.
Good afternoon, everyone. How are we doing today? Thank you all for being here. It is such an honor. I am honored to stand before you today and deliver my 2nd annual State of the City. Mayor Alexander of Norfolk, I am glad to say Bobby D is no longer the rookie mayor from Virginia Beach. When I ran for this office in 2018, I vowed to be the people's mayor, a mayor who would work directly with the public and provide balanced and factual information so that Virginia Beach citizens could understand our problems, our opportunities, and our possible solutions. I pledge to work for two-way communications so residents have ample opportunities to influence decisions the City Council makes that affects them. I hope you will see that I am living up to those commitments. Last year, I engaged with thousands of people on 761 occasions of various types. I participated in ribbon cuttings, groundbreakings, anniversary, awards problems, and meetings. I celebrated with citizens at libraries, rec centers, police stations, restaurants, greenway trails, grocery stores, retail shops, assisting living communities, churches, and with great groups like EquiKids and EquiVets and other magnificent organizations that help make this city so great. Across the street at the Tidewater Veterans Memorial and at our state-of-the-art Housing Resource Center. And I've welcomed and listened in to hundreds more people during city council meetings. One thing is clear. Our community is vibrant, beautiful, and connected. We are fortunate to live in Virginia Beach, and the great thing about this is we know how lucky we are. In most recent citizen satisfaction survey completed in November, 93% of respondents said that Virginia Beach is a good place to live. 9 in 10 are satisfied with city services overall, and nearly 8 in 10 believe they receive a good value for their tax dollar. I have always believed that good government should never fear and engage an educated public. And I am committed to engaging our citizens in effort to decide the best solutions for our future. That's why I'm pleased to see nearly 8 in 10 respondents express satisfaction with the opportunities to share their opinions ahead of council decisions when cities' efforts to communicate and engage residents. The survey also gave us a heads up on areas citizens believe we have room for continued improvement. And that's exactly what we are going to keep doing on issues like traffic flow, planning of new roads and residential development, maintenance of existing roads and bridges. Sea level rise and recurrent flooding are top of mind more now than ever. We will continue to care for homeless families and people with mental health and intellectual disabilities and make sure our services meet their needs. We will look for opportunities to partner with neighbors throughout our region to improve efficiencies for the citizens of the 757. We've been conducting these citizen satisfaction surveys since 1995, and the results have been remarkably consistent. Sometimes it's easy to think we aren't doing well. I suppose part of that is because we tend to hear more often from those who are dissatisfied than those who are satisfied. While we may not always see eye to eye, we must hear from everyone, encourage conversation, and hear varying points of view. And yet every 2 years, it's nice to be reminded of the reality that the overwhelming majority of people are incredibly happy living here, and there is a tremendous amount of civic pride. Comparisons with other cities confirm it, and the accolades have never been better. In the past year, Virginia Beach was named #1 best big city to live in. Yeah. The #1 most caring city in America, and the 3rd hardest working city in America. We are in the top 10 of the safest and best managed cities in America, and we are one of the top 3 cities for veterans to retire and live in. We are proud to be an Amazon Web Services Innovation Challenge winner for our open data portal on vbgov.com. And Virginia Beach is the only city in Hampton Roads with a AAA bond rating from all 3 bonding agencies, an achievement that saves millions every year when financing capital projects. This kind of business performance is a strong indicator of our economic health. In fact, Business Facilities Magazine ranked Virginia Beach among the top mid-sized cities with the best economic growth potential. According to the Citizen Survey, resident satisfaction with job opportunities in Virginia Beach was 81%, the highest percentage to date. That makes sense when you consider that in 2019, Virginia Beach's already low employment rate reached a historical low of 2.4%, while we added 5,000 jobs and our labor force grew by 4,200 people. And last year, the net gross domestic product growth index in Virginia Beach was more than 3%, a rate that outpaces the national average. I think it must be true. There really is something special in the water here, which everyone learned about last year with the phenomenal inaugural Something in the Water Festival. More than 45,000 people attended the festival that Pharrell Williams brought to his hometown. What a game changer. 25,000 tickets sold out in just 21 minutes, and an additional 10,000 tickets sold out. The festival exceeded expectations, bringing in close to $1.2 million in tax revenue to Virginia Beach. The total economic impact in Hampton Roads was more than $24 million, and hotel occupancy for the entire region was 86%. The event was certainly a happy vibe. The wonderful high we felt with the success of that event was eclipsed by the worst day in the history of Virginia Beach, when 12 innocent people were killed in cold blood, without warning and without reason, as their work week was coming to the end on May 31st. 5 others were injured, 4 critically, and many more were traumatized, including city employees, family members, chaplains, first responders, 911 staff, and people who rendered emergency medical aid, both on the scene and in area hospitals. We are forever changed. Fortunately, the strength of Virginia Beach comes from the incredible compassion, commitment that people here show to those who are hurting and those in need. That's exactly what I've seen in the days and months following this tragic day. Seeing all the people come to the impromptu memorial outside the Public Safety Building at the Municipal Center was extremely moving. And it was especially touching to have our community of many faiths come together at the Rock Church to mourn, to honor, and to remember. I would like to take a minute to thank my wife, Trish, who is here today with our son, Damien. Trish saw my vulnerability following 531, and I cannot tell you how grateful I am. She was by my side, my rock, my foundation, my moral compass. And I think it's especially important to note of all the spouses, family, and friends of those brave people who were so prominent in bringing our city together in such a time. Let's honor the families, the spouses of all the people that worked out together and, In our darkest hour, I saw this community come together, comforting our brothers and sisters who suffered an unspeakable trauma. I want to share a few examples with you.
need to share our stories. We need to share our feelings. We need to share our fears with each other, because together we're going to heal, and together we're going to get through this.
When something like this happens, you ask, what do we do?
And we're like, man, this is horrible. What can we do to help?
We wanted to come together and do something.
Our wonderful city employees have stepped up, and they've stepped up big time. Our emergency response was dynamic, it was impressive, and it saved lives.
We've got a lot of friends, we've got a lot of family in the city that are hurting right now. Let's offer them a chance to come and smile, get some good food. We were going to take care of any city employee.
Early Saturday morning, the SCA president at Tallwood High School came up with the idea of wearing blue.
We can share our sorrow, we can come together, we can support our friends, because we are Virginia Beach, and this is what we do.
So we just started with, okay, what can we offer? You know, we can do a beer in honor of these victims and try to maybe bring the community closer together and donate the 100% of the proceeds of this beer to the victims and the families of them.
The idea behind the event was that we could bring the community together as one. So I just reached out to the community and asked if they would join us and that we could walk together.
We just had to do this. It was a natural thing. Came out here, we played a tribute that we typically play at funerals and memorial services. We did it 12 times.
It's textbook Virginia Beach. It seems like everyone's coming together. I mean, just looking at this memorial is amazing. It looks like it keeps getting bigger and bigger. People keep adding stuff to it.
We would walk in honor of the victims, their families, the first responders, and the entire Hampton Roads community.
Virginia Beach has responded, I think, pretty well. They've got so much support from so many different people, which is a wonderful thing.
This is just our way for Parks and Landscape Services to show our support for the victims and those affected, everyone injured.
We, as a community, will not let anyone suffer alone.
The community has to come together in order to start the healing process. We know tattoos can be healing.
The smiles that we're seeing in there, a lot of the supervisors are coming up to me and saying, Jason, my guys have not smiled in a week. To us, that's why we do it.
Crucial for the community to gather together.
But not only as a community, but as a family. And we're also giving each other time to heal.
We can be reunited with love and knowing that other people are there for us.
If I could put this visual art in one word, it would be strong. Strength to move past this, strength to carry on all of our coworkers, strength to rebuild.
Our world is rocked, make no doubt about it. But we will prevail as a stronger, more united, and better community. This has changed us. We will not let this define us, because we are Virginia Beach.
Will the members of our police, fire, emergency medical services, emergency communications, and citizen services and emergency management departments, as well as all those who supported our emergency operations and family assistance centers, please stand and let us recognize you. Now I'd like to ask anyone here who delivered medical care, including our friends at Centera, intensive care clinical manager Debbie Moore, trauma services medical director Martin O'Grady, and team coordinator for trauma services Mark Daly, to please stand up and let us honor you. We are grateful to Governor Northam and the people of the Department of Criminal Justice Services for granting the city $3 million to establish a long-term and recovery support services that are being provided at the VB Strong Center, which is open to everyone in our community. We are indebted to the people of Centera Healthcare for stepping up to establish and operate the place of recovery and healing. Would everybody here from Centera please stand up and let us thank you. People throughout our community and beyond reached out with open hearts to hold us up early, and we continue to need your support and grace. Members of our workforce are still dealing with the aftermath. Our recovery will be measured in years, not months. So while some projects have been delayed, please know that we are working hard to get back on track. Your patience and understanding will go a long way in aiding the recovery. As we approach the one-year mark, let us keep all those who have been affected in our prayers. And know that in the face of adversity, we are VB Strong, a city of heroes. Time and time again, the triumph of the human spirit is making us stronger together. Let us now bow our heads for a few moments of silence in honor of those who were lost and those who are continuing to recover. Thank you. 531 brought out the hero in many, and we are so fortunate to have similar bravery in others. Good Samaritans live among us, people who do extraordinary things at the right time, like Colin Dozier, who was driving over the Lesnar Bridge in April when he noticed a man leaning over the railing. He circled back around, approached the man, and used his wrestling skills, which he was in college, to stop him from doing anything drastic. And like Ann Jeanette Hendricks, who administered life-saving CPR to a stranger who passed out in the supermarket. Her heroic and immediate action saved a man's life. Colin and Annette are both here. Would you please stand and let us thank you for your acts of bravery that make Virginia Beach great. In a time when it seems like there is so much negativity and daunting challenges facing us, the examples that these folks set for the rest of their life are both humbling and inspiring. Ours is a resilient community, and we continue to heal. We know the quality of the services we deliver and the viability of our economy must remain priorities. The state of our business community in 2019 was strong. In fact, you might say business is booming. Still, we must continue to elevate our game. Last year, the Commonwealth released a report that revealed a significant weakness in our region's ability to attract a major industrial corporate expansion or relocation. We had no parcels that were shovel-ready. We must be nimble and hypersensitive to compete in today's global economy. Simply put, we were relegated to the sidelines by major site selectors. I am happy to report that Virginia Beach Corporate Landing Business Park meets the Tier 4 standards for the Commonwealth's Business Ready Sites program. This means that 163 acres are now shovel-ready. We are open for business, but we will not rest there. Our second major corporate park, the Virginia Beach Innovation Park in the Lansdowne corridor, is expected to open later this year once the initial roadway construction is complete. This will provide an additional 155 acres that are certified as Tier 4 site ready. And we already have our first buyer. I'm happy to announce that our very own Why Not Italian will develop 135,000 square feet of Class A office space to house its corporate headquarters, sister companies, and other corporate tenants. Why Not Italian will be evolving into a franchise business, potentially expanding across Virginia and other markets in the U.S. Tony DiValsestro, please stand up and let us recognize you. Another area we must elevate our efforts is our strategy to assist small businesses, entrepreneurial startups, and minority and woman-owned businesses. We are pursuing a level playing field so that we can be the city of inclusion. We are already seeing good results. The 2019 Minority Business Council Conference and Expo was the most successful to date. More than 500 attendees received education, inspiration, and one-on-one engagement with key Hampton Roads resource partners and procurement professionals. Last month, the City Beach City Council approved 12 policy recommendations from the 2018 disparity study to better encourage the participation of businesses owned by minorities, women, and service-disabled veterans in city contracting. This spring, the Department of Economic Development will be opening the doors to a small business center that will provide the full range of assistive services, from help with business plans to accessing capital. This is going to be a real buzz of activity when this center is open. Let me tell you about one of our small business success stories. Vicki Townsend owns a small media buying firm in our region. Our Convention and Visitors Bureau produces ads that invite tourists to come to our shores. Our Procurement Opportunity Committee connected them, and for the past 2 years, and Townsend Media has been successfully competing to place our ads in a variety of markets. Ms. Townsend started slowly showing signs of having entrepreneurial spirit when she was a kid, selling flowers door to door for her 4-H club. From the first English settlers to the youngest people who call Virginia Beach home, the entrepreneurial spirit is the heart of our community. Take a look at this video and see if you agree. Hello, everyone. I can't tell you how delighted I am to be here to help you open your new business. You know, out of all my duties and responsibilities of being the mayor, few things bring me as much joy as seeing a new, small, locally run business open its doors in Virginia Beach. We are fortunate to have many large, even international companies make their homes here. Centerra, Steel, Geico, LifeNet Health. But make no mistake, Small businesses are the backbone of our economy, and we want to celebrate each opening. In fact, more than 90% of all businesses in our city have 50 or fewer employees. I'm so pleased you decided to join those ranks. When I see a small, locally owned business like yours, I see potential. The potential to be game changers who grow our economy and add jobs that attract a strong workforce. If Virginia Beach is going to remain a competitive premier city in the years to come, we need business leaders like you who have vision and commitment and drive and determination. On behalf of the City Council and citizens of our community, I wish you success and prosperity in this bold venture. Congratulations and good luck! I'll tell you, that was a lot of fun being the champion of small business. And the truth is that those fantastic young people are our future entrepreneurs, business leaders, inventors. I have no doubt we will see great things from them. Talent, determination, teamwork, leadership, strategy. You need them all to get ahead and come out on top. We begin to practice these elements as children, and we must use them through life, at home, at work, and in our communities, with hopes of reaching our greatest potential heights. We are open for business. Our next major strategy must leverage our natural and built assets. Location, location, location. Virginia Beach is strategically poised to take advantage of our new digital port as the mid-Atlantic host to multiple transatlantic high-speed cables. Our corporate landing business park is brimming with opportunity in this industry. The past year, Point One broke ground on the first 10-acre parcel for a data center. And GlobalLinks is up, running, and providing services as a carrier-neutral data center. Before this service was available, Virginia Beach was like a city on an interstate highway without an off-ramp. Now businesses can connect with the fastest cables in the world right here in our community. The corporate landing and Lansdowne business parks are also strategically located to support the tremendous opportunity in wind and energy industry. We are delighted to be assisting Ørsted and Avangrid with their early stages of their development in offshore wind energy. The City Council and the Development Authority have approved contracts with these two global leaders in renewable energy. The agreements ensure that our city will play an integral role in the development of the infrastructure required to deliver almost $8 billion of new industry to our region. It is great to see that Virginia Beach will once again be the site of another first landing in America. This arrival will bring with it enough power and more energy to power 1 million homes. These international connections provide us great opportunity to leverage relationships as we continue our European marketing efforts. More than 20 international companies have established their U.S. or North American headquarters in Virginia Beach. And close to 200 foreign companies are here in the 757, representing more than 25 countries. We have a great foundation to build on, and I would be remiss if I did not recognize some of our anchor international corporate residents that continue to stand the test of time. Steel has been a true game changer since establishing operations in Virginia Beach in 1974, when it opened its new administration building last October. I got my first ribbon cutting with a chainsaw. Today, the company employs more than 2,000 Virginia Beach-based employees, uses more than 300 Virginia Beach suppliers, and supports more than 200 local charities. Thank you, Steel, for your continued investment in Virginia Beach. LifeNet was founded here in 1892 and has grown into a global leader in regenerative medicine with 6 locations in Virginia Beach and a worldwide infrastructure that includes facilities throughout the United States as well as Europe. Operation Smile, which has provided hundreds of thousands of free, safe surgeries for those born with cleft palate and cleft lip, and is another of our locally based organizations having an international impact. Co-founder and Chief Executive Officer Dr. William McGee and co-founder and President Kathy McGee have led an amazing team of medical volunteers from more than 80 countries who quite literally have given their patients and families new reasons to smile. And they're sitting right over there, if we can acknowledge that. IMS Gear began doing business in the Black Forest of Germany back in 1863 and opened a manufacturing facility in Virginia Beach 20 years ago. Today, more than 300 people are employed there in a leading manufacturer of automotive gear assemblies with more than 10 plants around the world. Virginia Beach is the North American headquarters to Sanjo Cortefino, a Spanish manufacturer. Sanjo's leadership in the Catalonia region of Spain continues to provide Virginia Beach access to companies contemplating expansion to the United States. Thank you, Santiago Cruz, for your continued strategic partnership. Each of these businesses is critical to our economic success as our tourism industry. We have one of the most enviable assets any location or destination could have: miles of oceanfront and bayfront beaches, which draws people from the region and internationally. In fact, outside of Northern Virginia, our beach community is #1 visitor destination in the state. Clearly, we have a lot to offer, but we must continue to invest in and evolve the product offerings for locals and visitors alike in order to maximize our potential. One way to do this is to show we're open, we're welcoming, we're inclusive, we're caring, we're understanding, and we are ready. Let's take a look at the latest messaging just launching this week.
Virginia Beach is open.
We're open.
We're ready for you.
And your family.
We are open.
We just don't compete with beach community for people's leisure time and spending. We are competing with the likes of Nashville, Memphis, Austin, and Raleigh for conventions and visitors looking for authentic new experience. And so our current investment pipeline is geared toward attracting visitors through the calendar year and leveraging our strategic location in the Mid-Atlantic. The Virginia Beach Sports Center, right across the street, will open this fall. Paid for with Tourism Investment Program funds, We estimate we will host more than 60 new events a year, stimulating nearly $10 million in annual economic activity. At the other end of 19th Street, at the former Dome site, Atlantic Park will kick off its revolutionary change in our resort area, one that has the potential to transform a cluster of parking lots into a year-round destination with something for everyone, including a state-of-the-art surf park, a 3,500-person live entertainment venue, and new-to-market retail and restaurants, in addition to office and residential components. Design and due diligence are underway, and the initial site work may begin as early as next year. We are proud of our partnership with local business Venture Realty and their strategic partner, Pharrell Williams, on this project. Much of today's conversation highlights economic development and tourism ventures. I want you to know we are also covering the bases with projects in every district of Virginia Beach. I'll give you a 4-minute tour of some of our other heavy hitters.
Capital Improvement Program projects at Princess Anne Middle School and John B. Dye and Thorogood Elementary Schools are in the home stretch, and Princess Anne High School is on deck. Schools all across the city are getting upgrades involving energy, heating and air conditioning, roofing, lockers, playground equipment, and more. Altogether, our investments in school projects top $413 million. Feeder lanes on Laskin Road are being removed to construct an 8-lane divided highway with improved drainage, and the bridge across Lincoln Bay will be replaced and widened to 6 lanes. A bike lane, shared use path, and sidewalk are included, along with turn lanes and improved traffic flow and capacity at the Laskin First Colonial intersection. Work is expected to be complete in spring of 2023. Next up to the plate, Nemo Parkway extensions, Pungo Ferry Bridge rehabilitation, Indian River Road intersection improvements and expansions, and the Elbow Road extension. More than 60 roadway projects, close to $750 million worth, are in the works. A major expansion of the aquarium is underway, featuring renovations of the Marsh Pavilion and a new veterinary care center. Construction on the new City Hall building has begun, and renovations to Building 2, which will house the new police headquarters and the first precinct, will get started in July. Our investments in building projects in Virginia Beach total more than $398 million. Repairs and renovations are taking place at our rec centers and on bikeways and trails, while a feasibility study is underway for a new $31 million facility in Centerville. Open space, greenways, boat ramps, athletic fields, playgrounds, tennis courts, and more are getting close to $135 million in improvements. The city has come out swinging to address issues associated with recurrent flooding, climate change, and stormwater, so that the quality of life we have worked so hard to achieve remains rock solid. From Sherwood Lakes to North Lake Holly, from Windsor Woods, Princess Anne Plaza, and the Lakes to Shore Drive, infrastructure and environmental projects are making our community ready and resilient. These projects total $55 million in fiscal year 2020. And over the next 6 years, we have close to $645 million dedicated to projects designed to mitigate flooding and water quality. The final tally, 326 projects totaling more than $3.2 billion are detailed in our city's fiscal year 2020 to 2025 capital improvement program. This 6-year blueprint defines needs, sets priorities, plans funding and anticipates impacts of proposed capital projects on the operating budget of the government so that the Virginia Beach of tomorrow will be competitive, vibrant, and sustainable.
We are blessed to live in a city with fresh air and beautiful beaches where people gather for entertainment, recreation, and relaxation. But living in a coastal community also has its challenges. Virginia Beach is now part of a FEMA National Flood Insurance Program's community rating system, which allows residents and businesses to save 15% on flood insurance premiums due to the city's efforts that go beyond basic requirements to mitigate flooding. I'm very pleased that the respondents to the recent satisfaction survey recognized our increased efforts to address recurrent flooding and the effects of sea level rise. While funding to this section has increased by 191% and is now the largest section of the capital improvement program, more resources are necessary. How will we pay for it? A bond referendum this fall may be part of the answer. Over half the funding for the program is aimed at flooding across the city. The major neighborhood flood control projects currently programmed address recurring flooding in Windsor Woods, the Lakes, Princess Anne Plaza, and along the Eastern Shore Drive. In addition to these neighborhood projects, there is funding for maintenance of the city's stormwater pipe infrastructure and for water quality projects created to ensure compliance with state and federal regulations. We are absolutely committed to improving our resiliency against sea level rise and recurrent flooding. From addressing our vulnerabilities to flooding to providing services for the most vulnerable among us, Virginia Beach is on the right track. In its first year of operation on Witch Duck Road, the Housing Resource Center prevented 227 households from experiencing homelessness, permanently housed 32 individuals, and sheltered 248 single residents and 39 families. 237 households were connected to employment services. The center was recognized with the 2019 Virginia Housing Award for Best Housing Program or Service. It's another game changer for people in our community. Quality, affordable housing is essential for growing communities, and not too far from the center are two new affordable apartment communities built by the Franklin Johnson Group. 200 West opened last year. This 264-unit development reached 100% capacity in 90 days. Renaissance, another affordable community, will open this summer. Total development cost for these two projects is nearly $100 million. Across town, the Lawson Companies completed Seaside Harbor, which has 76 units of affordable family housing, including 19 units that are accessible to people with physical disabilities and 11 units for families with members who have developmental disabilities. Developer Steve Lawson was honored by the Human Rights Commission for this and a multitude of projects throughout our region. I would be remiss if I did not report, as I report on the state of the city, if I did not herald our exceptional public schools. For the 11th straight years, Virginia Beach schools reached a record high on-time graduation rate of 94% and a record low dropout rate of 3%. Outperforming rates for the state. For the third consecutive year, 100% of Virginia Beach City schools earned full accreditation. Can we now recognize Superintendent Aaron Spence and the members of our school board? Please stand and let us thank you for your hard efforts. As the first veteran to be directly elected as mayor in the history of Virginia Beach, I am especially proud to live in a place that offers places like the Stephen A. Cohen Military Family Clinic, which opened its doors in August and is now providing mental health services to post-9/11 victims and their families, as well as active duty family members. The military is part of our city's DNA, and I'd like to ask all members, both active duty and prior service, to please stand and let us salute you. To help manifest our vision of an ideal Virginia Beach, I am establishing an advisory board, a kitchen cabinet, to engage people in every part of our city in our efforts to make Virginia Beach a city of inclusion and a city of yes. Just last week, the City Council narrowed the field for a new city manager. We are looking for an all-star, a progressive, innovative, experienced leader who is highly collaborative, visionary, and empathetic. Someone who will work effectively with the City Council and our local citizens, staff, and volunteers to take Virginia Beach to the next level so that we can continue to grow our local economy, keep our taxes low, and achieve our highest potential. In the interim, this city is delighted to have a smart and experienced professional as acting city manager. During his 40-year career, Tom Leahy achieved great results as a public utilities engineer, a water resources manager over the game-changing Lake Gaston pipeline project, a department director, a deputy city manager. And last September, just as he was planning to retire, the City Council was able to convince him to stay and keep Virginia Beach heading in the right direction until we can find the next city manager. Tom Leahy, will you stand up and please accept our gratitude? Another superstar on the staff is nearing the end of a stellar career. Appointed Chief of Police a decade ago, Jim Severa joined the Virginia Beach Police Department in 1978 and was promoted through the ranks, serving on the SWAT team, the Labor Day Task Force, and as a commander over the operations and investigations. Like me, he grew up in northern New Jersey, and you can hear that by the time we articulate sometimes. So I may have a special connection to this chief, but the truth is, Jim Severa has led our esteemed department through some of its greatest challenges and most significant achievements. Chief Severa, please stand up and let us honor you. And yes, we are still the safest city of a city our size in this great nation due to our great police department. And thank you personally, Jim Severa, for your honor and commitment to this great city. The state of Virginia Beach is strong, and there's no place I would rather be. To stay relevant and competitive, we must continuously change. Why? Because cities that do not innovate, cities that do not grow, cities that do not transform are cities that struggle, fail, and drop the ball. We will not let that happen here. We need change agents who will propel us forward. That includes members of our Virginia Beach City Council. I'd like to ask them to stand so we could salute them all. Vice Mayor Jim Wood, Louis Jones, Barbara Henley, Rosemary Wilson, Sabrina Wilson, Guy Tower, Michael Berlucci, John Moss, Aaron Rouse. I'm missing one. My apologies. We got it, John Moss. Okay, our city council. Thank you. We need change makers like all of you to engage in and collaborate with your city government, your schools, your places of worship, your charitable professional organizations, and your communities. Because of the people of our great city, and we are the strength of our city. Our city is resilient and full of opportunity. There is no question we are up for any challenges that will come our way. Whether it's public health emergency like the growing coronavirus outbreak or threats from rising seas. Although through tragedy and through triumph, we are and always will be strong. Virginia Beach strong. Thank you all, God bless you, and God bless our city.